What's up, viewers, subscribers, and agents alike? This your boy Enlightened Luciferian Prince coming at y'all once again. Um, Recently, for the past few days, I've been on vacation. I didn't have any emails, which thankfully the universe allowed that to be that way because I'm busy with my own life, my own personal sphere, and gave myself some time from the chaos of the world. Took it some fresh air, nice scenery, is what it is. Spent time amongst the indigenous people, it is what it is. Now I was on the reservation, not the plantation. Reservation for preservation. But I want to address two issues significantly before I proceed in this upload. Upon, arrival back into mainstream society or the structure system, someone sent me an email, and I'm gonna call this person's name out because I don't send sneak disses. I keep it real. His name, if it is his name, I don't know if it's a pseudonym or some moniker or whatever he chooses to go by. Whatever his name is, Mr. Quentin Bay. If you're watching this video, yes, I am directing this comment to you in regards to your email. I'm not gonna go too much in depth with it because you know what it said. Now, one thing I actually try to emphasize before people try to take it too far in their ideologies and beliefs, and this is the reason why I don't mess around or deal with any groups or associations, because it's a Judas amongst every clique. But I think that in regards to that email that person sent me, was saying particularly about publications being disseminated or whatever the case may be. First off, let's keep it real. We didn't invent this structure that we're in. So anyone that actually has dealt with something, I don't care if you even publish a book on your own or your own material, you still have to give some sort of credence or relevance to it being originated from a certain source. So if your problem is with the original source, why don't you do this? The next time you have a utility bill due and they say that you have to pay a water bill, why don't you go tell those people that this is the creators giving actual commodity for us to use freely, and watch how fast they shut your fucking water off. Okay? Because the source is it was created, but it was monopolized by a particular entity in which you deal with. See, one thing about a lot of these groups, you motherfuckers got all the answers. You know what I'm saying? You got all the answers, but you still can't get yourself out of situations. And then not to mention, you don't rage against the machine because when it comes to the machine, you pass it. You're looking for a way out. Now, for those people who really know what's going on, who've actually done what I actually have instructed as far as free advice, that doesn't constitute anything legal, doesn't constitute anything anti-government, that actually stick to the guidelines, have actually had good success. See, most people try to measure your scenario based upon if you have problems. See, I don't have problems. I'm not burdened down with credit card debt. I don't get government assistance. I don't get health care. I'm self-sufficient. I don't get any of those benefits, or I'm not entitled to that because I don't have nothing to do with those corporations. But a lot of these people that come on these channels, that actually browse these channels, still have those problems. If you have those problems, please do not fucking contact me. And I mean that with all honesty. And if you're watching this video around children, pardon my language, my video is not made for children anyway. But at the same token, don't sit here and try to check me about what I do on my platform. If you don't like it, escape. It's billions of people on the face of this world. Billions. One person does not affect me. And to another person, I don't know the individual's real name. I think it's somebody left something in the comments saying particularly send you some information that you pay for. First off, you're a motherfucking lie. Because I was on vacation for the past few days. I didn't contact anybody. So if you're trying to refer to something that was within the recent, trust me, whoever you are, whatever you are, you're lying. And what you're probably trying to do is try to play that role as the agent type of turret. So kick rocks, because one thing for sure, I deliver. If I'm not busy enough, hey, if I'm busy, it is what it is. I'm not going to put my life on pause just for one instance. But if I actually have contacted you in regards to something, yeah, I'm a man of my word. It is what it is. Now that that's out the way, let's keep on rolling, y'all. Let's talk about these passports. Earlier in the series, I know that someone made a comment previously about a passport. And passports are very simple. They're not complicated at all. However, a lot of people have this molded mentality as opposed to what to put on the passport form, which is a DS DS12 or DS11. If you want the book, it's a DS12. If you want the card, it's a DS11. But I mean, unless of course you plan on globetrotting, you really don't particularly need a book. But that's if you just wish to officiate it with stamps per that particular authority. But passports are actually very, very powerful pieces of information or documentation, I should say, which are actually validated by quote unquote the United States corporate, entity. Let's break it down. This is the definition of a passport. It's any travel document issued by competent authority showing the bearer's origin, identity, and nationality, if any, which is valid for the entry of the bearer into a foreign country, which is Title 8, United States Code Annotated, Section 1101. Here it is in international law. A license, notice what it said, in international law, a license or safe conduct issued during the progress of a war authorizing a person to remove himself or his effects from territory of one of the belligerent nations to another country or from country to country without arrest or detention on the account of war. This comes from the Black Law Dictionary. Now, notice what one key word said. Now, I know a lot of people might debate because, their ideology is still hooked up on the systematic titty. But the truth is, it's a license. If you get a passport card, if you flip it over, it even tells you that it's valid for air, land, and sea travel. Yes, people, a passport is a fucking license. Now, I know that people might be like, well, no, it's not a license. Well, I just read from the legal definition. However, again, there are going to be people who are going to be systematically programmed and believe otherwise that, it doesn't work, whatever. Well, this is what I would challenge people to do. You obtain it, you actually operate and travel with it, and you actually get accosted by police, you can actually pull out these same particular documentations and or definitions. Now, a lot of people will say, well, police will pull you out your car, yada, yada, yada. That's only if you become belligerent. Notice what it said, belligerent. You see what I'm saying? So if you have a driver's license, you're actually considered under maritime admiralty law a belligerent. If you actually have a passport and you're actually traveling, you are not considered a belligerent. You're considered a neutral, just by legal definition. Now, I know that might be a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, and it's perfectly fine. The truth often is. However, free will is a choice given to all men. Here it is. Maritime. A document issued to a neutral vessel by her own government during the progress of a war, to be carried on the voyage to evidence her neutrality and protect her against the cruisers of the violent powers. This paperwork is otherwise called a passport. So, in regards to that, it is also how you also open up a bank account without it having being linked to your social security number. Now, when it comes down to filling out the actual application, they ask you for the social security number, but the truth is you don't actually have to give it. Now, they actually say that you can put it on the form, but they're not requesting it, nor are they imploring that you actually have to provide it for that particular purpose. Because again, on the application as well, they also ask you for your given name, which is your first and your last name. Your surname is a name that doesn't belong to you because in reality, it doesn't belong to you. You don't own it. Now, I know that might be a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow too, but that's why it specifies given name. Then it also specifies the actuality of surname, which is not the same. These two are totally synonymous, but at the same time, they are not linear in regards to their definition. So, for people who actually want to embark upon a path of actually obtaining a passport for valid reasons, for travel reasons, whatever the case may be, our ideology in society has narrowed this passport being available basically for the specific purpose of flight. That is not true. That is not true. And because of the public fool system, people have been fooled into believing that they have to actually have a license to travel. But when you have a license, you are a motor vehicle operator or a driver operating in commerce for profit. That's a proven fact. That's why states often implore you to get licenses, because what they want you to do is to raise revenue for every time they deem you fucked up for the misuse of it. And you just learned a very significant truth in less than 10 minutes. Now I know a lot of other people have these ideologies, whatever, these so-called processes or whatever on different channels. And I'm going to be as blunt can possibly be. I don't give a fuck about none of them. This process costs you $30 of your own fiat, and you take your ass to the postal service, you fill out some documentation, and you wait for the motherfucker to hit your motherfucking mailbox and end the discussion. You don't have to contact any gurus. You know? Now, I know this might have hurt a couple people's pockets. But it is what it is. You know? So for all those people out there who got something to say or want to start to sit here and be in opposition to the fact of the truth, let me tell you something. If you are against the truth, you deserve every fucking piece of ill that comes to you in your personal life. I am so serious. Because what you're doing is you're negating from yourself the possibility of actually living a positive existence. And what you're trying to do is actually rob other people of that same capability. Well, as I said in previous videos yesterday, there's nothing you can do against the truth, but for the truth. You can try to suppress it. You can sit here and try to dissuade people from it. Because, like I said, this is one of the reasons why I don't join organizations. Simply put, I don't trust the motherfuckers. 98% of organizations on the face of this continent that have to deal with higher elevation or so-called metaphysics and actual secure transactions has been infiltrated at every angle by quote-unquote the United States government. So guess what? If you don't like what I have to say in regards to that, or you truly wholeheartedly believe in that organization, more power to you. Just don't get caught up and don't believe the hype. Me, I am my own nation. I don't answer to anyone. I don't answer to anyone. I don't answer to any group, any organization, any membership. So be it. Because sovereignty is individual. Privacy is individual. Privacy can never be a group agenda because it's discussed in a public atmosphere. You're not private. You're very public. Not to mention, so many of these groups have infighting amongst them and still can't get this shit together. While on the opposite end, the opposition is still laughing at them, making sure that these people fumble at every angle, and you're never going to get your chest above, the water level in order for you to actually be able to maneuver. You're going to stay here, neck high in water, and always living your life preparing yourself to drown. So, I say for future reference, if this is your first time viewing this channel, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the all so every time I upload a video, you'll be informed. But people, keep your eyes open, all three of them, those of them who know how to use the third one, and make sure y'all stay away from the snakes. Because see, me, I keep it real. Every email I get, I don't answer. I really don't. And every individual that actually makes a proposition to me, I don't take that. Because some things I know by instinct that, although they appear good on the surface, are very deceptive. I made it to this age by thinking, not just being impulsive. That's a fact. So, as I said before, not like I said, to those people who I said what I said to, you know what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing because no matter what, for every truth that you display, there's going to be 10 lies that try to pop up about you. And I've been on this earth long enough to know better. But I don't let that dissuade me. It is what it is because I know that there are good people, honest people out there that can vouch for me in regards to a defense for somebody else that's saying some bullshit. Simple. So, it is what it is, people. Let's keep rolling, Let's keep on rolling. And all you people out there, like I said before, I'm keep it real. People I heard somebody say, I think it was like a couple of years ago about travel's card, whatever the case may be. I don't care. Free will. Do what you will. But at least if you get knocked, you actually have particular verification that it came from a legitimized authority, so to speak. Now, lastly, in closing, you have to take into strict consideration this too. On the passport card, there are 4 stars. In order for you to actually be detained or your status to be verified by legal authority or competent authority, it has to first actually have the asterisk or the stars on the passport. There's 4, which means that it's do not detain status. So anyone that has anything to say, flip over your passport card when you obtain it, and it says it's valid for land travel. So any of the naysayers, fuck you. Take care. Peace, light, love. Stay tuned for part 2 of the passports now.